Okay, everybody, welcome back. This YouTube video for the our simple Beetle hopper, just a foam Beetle, very similar to the simple foam hopper that I just posted recently. Just a little bit different body style, a little thicker, lot thicker foam, so it's gonna float even better. This one's on the same hook. If you were fishing it specifically for bass or something like that, I would put it on a little bit thicker hook. Yeah, we're gonna pop this one out of the vise here and tie one up with you guys. A little indicator. We got a nice belly of ice dub. Okay. Once again, our hook is Ahrex FW560, right? Yes, 560, size 8. It's their traditional nymph hook. The thread I'm going to use for this one is just going to be 140 Veevus power thread. Could use 8/0 Veevus for sure, or 6/0, sorry. But I don't have any. It's out of stock. Oh, and I am the same person. I just cleaned up a little bit. Did a little bit of trimming. Okay, we're going to take that thread right back to the bend in our hook, and I'm going to be back. So foam we're going to use for this fly is 5mm foam. I cut this with my Chernobyl rounded edge cutter. This is the medium size, so this is a size larger than what we used in the simple hopper video. And then this is just a single piece. We're just going to tie this down. I'm going to put a little dab of super glue as much as possible with the foam. The more you super glue with foam, the better your durability is going to be. Just a little dab up top. I'm going to take this little end piece. We're going to tie in just a little bit of a tag of it right on top of the hook. Hold this right where you want it. We'll lash the rest of it down. When you're doing your wraps back by this foam, you want to be a little bit looser with them, because the tighter you go with them, it'll just move everything around a little bit more actually. Make sure your first few wraps are tight, and then when you go back towards this, you want them kind of loose, just so you can manipulate that into place if you need to. So we're just going to spin up this thread and come in. We're going to tie in our underbody, which is going to be just a noodle of ice dub in the Peacock Black color. And get this pretty thin near this back just to cover up our foam. And it's just going to be like I said, just the body of the fly. Okay. And then I like to work this dubbing all the way up pretty much to my hook eye, and then I'm just gonna go back over it. We want to leave just a little bit of room here. I'm actually gonna go a little bit further back, which is where we're gonna tie down the front of our foam. So once again, come in with super glue. I'm gonna put super glue right up onto this piece of foam, and then right through our dubbing. And then we're going to pull this up and over, push it back, just so it creases on itself a little bit. Keep that centered with your one hand. Spin up that thread a little bit, and then we're going to come over with 1-2 wraps. And tighten that down a little bit. We're just going to advance this thread up, so we have a little bit of extra room to put in our legs and the body of this beetle here. So you got that all tied down, just like so. And come in with just a little bit of our ice dub, just in the back, like we did in the hopper video. We're just gonna, that's just so that these legs don't want to sorry, I had a piece of hair. The legs don't want to keep crushed in towards the body. It just keeps them out a little bit so they're more visible. Okay, so our next material is going to be our rubber legs. This is black crazy legs with red flake in them. So I just cut that off of the little skein thing that comes on there. I'm going to hold it in half, cut that in half. I'm going to use 1/2 for the legs on both sides. So I'm just going to hang this for our back leg. I'll tie it down. I'm just putting a few wraps on it to tie it towards the front so it's held in the front. I'm going to wrap this around on your side. Measure those. Alright, I got it where I want it. So I'm just going to hold it with 2 fingers. I'm going to wrap that your side down. And then just manipulate them around where you want them. Okay, that's good. We're going to come in with some more ice dub. Another decent sized noodle of your ice dub on here. Okay. I'm just going to hold our back 2 legs back. And it's a little bit too thick there. And wrap through those right up to the front, so your body is covered, and it keeps your keep your legs splayed apart and in place. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is going to put an indicator on this, just so it's easier to see. I just have a piece of 2mm orange foam, craft foam. I cut it into strips, and then this is just a little tag end piece, just about 1/4 of an inch long. So I'm going to take some super glue, make sure this thread is spun up. We're going to put some super glue right on top here, between our foam and our ice dub. And we're going to come in with 2 wraps again over top of this. Do it a little bit loose at first just so I can move it around, get it exactly where I want it. Okay, now that it's there, I'm going to hold on either side of our hook, and I'm going to pull down tight. Not super tight, but just cinch everything down, and that's just going to keep everything from moving on our hook here. So once you have that cinched down, then I'm going to pull all this back. We're going to advance our thread just to our hook eye. Do a few wraps there, and then 1/2 hitch or whip finish off your fly. Okay, and the tying portion of this fly is done. We just need to do some trimming and a little bit of UV or glue, and we'll be ready to fish. So just pull this. Actually, I'm going to cut my foam off first. I like to cut that about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch past my indicator, and then I'm also going to put a little bit of a rounded edge to it there in the front, so it looks a little bit more like a beetle. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to pull these legs to the front so that we got a nice little circle up in the front there. Stick our scissors in, pull it in front, clip that. Just going to trim up any stragglers of our dubbing that are sticking out a little too far. Okay, I'm going to invert this fly in our vise, so we can put a little bit of UV in here, and the UV is just going to coat it up, make sure it's nice and sturdy, doesn't want to move anymore. I like to put UV right here, right where my hook eye is, pretty much right behind my hook eye, so it's going to hit these thread wraps that are holding our legs and all this dubbing and foam right in place. And that is that. That is our simple foam hopper, or foam beetle. Yeah, summertime terrestrial fishing for trout and everything, this is a good one. It makes a much bigger splat on the water than say our original, the other hopper that we tie. This one's that thicker, denser foam, so it's gonna hit the water with So the splat if you want it to, which sometimes is a good thing. It's going to call those fish right over. So let me get this back in here. Boom, there we go. There's our simple beetle. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you can to help me out. I'd also like suggestions. If anybody would like to suggest different videos that they'd like to see us do, we're open to suggestions. Yeah, once again, thank you everyone for watching, and have a good day. I don't want to do it, Em. Ugh. Ugh.